Welcome back, students of history and, our future leaders out there. Look, today's explainer takes a kind of different path. Before we can really grasp the heavy burdens of honest leadership or the, delicate balance of justice, we have to look at the literal gateway to those ideas. So often we just rush to consume huge amounts of text, right? And we completely forget that the entrance itself holds a ton of profound wisdom. So we're going to carefully deconstruct a historical artifact, piece by piece, starting right from its surface. We'll see just how much enduring truth, deep context, and vital history we can actually pull from the visual presentation of a single monumental document. Think of this, it's not just an analysis of a cover, it's an initiation. For anyone aspiring to guide others or understand the structures that hold society together, learning to read these quiet signals of authority is absolutely crucial. So get ready, because we're breaking down the entryway to a major historical work, one that holds the core governance principles of an entire civilization.
Okay, let's dive into this. Just take a second and let the visual breathe. Notice that layered, almost watermarked Arabic script fading softly into the background? That's not just some random design choice. It literally represents centuries of legal tradition. It's like a visual echo of a really deep historical pursuit of fairness and justice. A quiet reminder of all those scholars who debated right and wrong way before our time. And then, sitting right on top of that ancestral foundation, is this clean, sharp, modern-looking plaque that just demands your absolute focus. It creates this beautiful bridge between ancient wisdom and the clear, necessary rules of today. I mean, even without opening a single page, the layout and framing of this artifact tell a profound story of authority and order. It sets a very specific, deliberate tone, right? It tells us that the pursuit of a just society is both ancient and ever-present, grounding us perfectly before we even get to the lessons inside. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how two totally distinct languages, and really two vast worlds, are bridged together here. On the left side, we've got the transliterated Arabic title, Ahkam as-Sultaniyyah. Now, for a lot of people, those words might just sound like beautiful phonetics, an echo of a distant time and place. But right next to it, the text explicitly provides the clear English counterpart, the laws of Islamic governance. And honestly, this is a brilliant structural choice by the modern preservers of this work. It's not just a simple translation, it's an open door. This bridge exists precisely so that you, today's young students and new leaders, can easily grasp these essential legal duties without ever getting lost in translation. It welcomes the English-speaking seeker of knowledge and just immediately grounds you in a universal topic. It basically whispers a promise that these past lessons aren't locked away in some forgotten tongue, but they're actively reaching out to inform the leadership of the present. Let's just pause and reflect on the sheer gravity of that English phrase, the laws of Islamic governance. We're definitely not talking about a simple storybook here, or some collection of abstract philosophical poetry. No way. These words signify core governance principles. This text promises a foundational blueprint for society itself. It outlines the essential legal duties you actually need to build a community where justice isn't just an ideal dreamed up by philosophers, but a structured, actionable reality. It speaks directly to civic duty, the mechanics of leadership, and how we organize society. For any new leader trying to figure out how to wield influence fairly, this phrase alone promises a really deep dive into the legal and structural frameworks of an entire civilization. It simplifies the whole grand, kind of intimidating concept of governance down to its most crucial element, the organized, relentless pursuit of fairness. It promises to show us the exact blueprints for honest leadership roles, laid out with total clarity and conviction. And right at the foundation of this immense work stands a single, brilliant mind, Abul Hassan al-Mawardi. Now, he wasn't just some compiler of dry, sterile rules. He was a profoundly wise counselor to the actual rulers of his time. Just imagine for a second, being the guy tasked with defining exactly what it means to be a just leader in a fractured, chaotic world. He watched the failings of power, the daily struggles of the common people, and the incredibly heavy moral weight placed on those who command. So, by putting his name here with such quiet prominence, we're reminded that true, honest leadership starts with an individual's intellectual duty to actually define what fairness is. It connects all these massive, sweeping societal laws to a specific historical human being who lived, breathed, and grappled with the exact same moral questions we face right now. This isn't some anonymous manual compiled by a distant committee. It's a carefully curated treatise by al-Mawardi himself. He's acting as a mentor across the centuries, offering his hard-won wisdom to anyone willing to listen. And this brilliantly illustrates how the profound wisdom of an ancient counselor actually reaches us today. It comes to us through the bold typography of modern preservers, specifically kalamullah.com, which represents the modern vessel for our specific digital artifact. And this is a powerful reminder for all young students and rising leaders out there. The human quest for just governance completely transcends time. Sure, the tools we use to share knowledge have changed drastically. We've gone from delicate parchment scrolls written by candlelight to, well, glowing pixels on our screens. But the fundamental need to study the blueprints of an honest society, that remains exactly the same. It is absolutely fascinating, and honestly, deeply encouraging, to realize that an ancient framework fairness, written nearly a millennium ago by Al-Mawardi, is still being carefully preserved, packaged, and distributed today. Thanks to the vast reach of the internet, this vital historical scholarship is made instantly accessible to anyone, anywhere in the world, just waiting to inspire the next generation of honest leaders.
So we've successfully decoded the threshold. We understand its ancient origins, its modern accessibility, and the brilliant mind that crafted it. But, we're still just standing at the doorway, and the ultimate question remains unanswered. What specific laws, what core governance principles, and essential legal duties actually lie hidden behind this cover? How exactly did Al-Mawardi define the role of an honest leader, step by step? And how did he envision a perfectly functioning, deeply just society? Well, the cover has masterfully done its job. It invited us in, it completely hooked our curiosity, and more importantly, it issues a direct challenge to today's new leaders to turn the page. It beckons you to step inside, to uncover the history waiting within, and to discover how the timeless lessons of justice, duty, and fairness can be applied to build a truly just society in our modern world. So, what do you say? Are we ready to open the book?